SpiderMan! As I'd say most of you know, my favorite video game of all time is SpiderMan for the PlayStation 4. I don't have a physical copy because I bought it digitally, so I guess here's my physical copy. But why do I love that game so much? Well, now, if you were to know me, you would know that I fucking love Spider-Man. Everything about him. Like, the character, the villains, the characters surrounding him, the stories, everything. I love the comics, the movies, the video games, even though I've only played 3 of them, TV shows, the fucking Lego sets. Spider-Man is my favorite character of all time. And, well, one of the main reasons is because of the fact he was the first character I ever knew. Before Sonic, before Batman, before Superman, there was Spider-Man. With these 3 movies. These were the first... Well, no, not this one. Didn't exist yet. These 2 movies were my childhood. And I guess Sonic Unleashed, but we're not talking about video games today, so shut up, Sonic. I'm sorry, Sonic. You're a really good game. Long before I cared about any of the stuff you see here, from Pokemon to Star Wars, any of it, there was Tobey Maguire playing Spider-Man. That's what inspired me. That's what drove me to become the person that I am. And then, just recently, yesterday, at the time of recording this video, July 3rd, today is what the date is, Spider-Man Far From Home released, and it broke me. Oh, no, I'm not saying that like, as some people say, Justice League broke me, or Dark Phoenix broke... No. I'm saying it as in the theater, it broke me. Because I just stopped for a second. And didn't think about anything else but the movie. Nothing else has accomplished such a feat to stop me thinking. To just have me look at myself and just go, I just want to watch this. And so I did. I didn't look for Easter eggs or characters that I might have recognized. No. Or even actors I recognized. No. I just thought of this movie all on its own. Didn't think of the past movies, didn't think about the future movies. Just thought of Tom Holland and everyone else playing their parts so perfectly that it made me feel like everything was real. And that's why today I am introducing a brand new AI that I call Hoodie Boy. Introduce yourself, Hoodie Boy.
Hello, I am Hoodie Boy. But just still call me Tiger because, well, I'm gonna be here a lot. And today, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Far From Home, as previously mentioned by Fleshy Me. Behind me, you can currently see some footage that I took from Spider-Man PS4. Oh, also, speaking of that, spoiler warning for Spider-Man 1 through 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, every single MCU film, including Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. So yeah, you have been warned. Now, Spider-Man Far From Home is very much good. In fact, it is so good that I literally, like, started shaking during the film, like, is he going to live? What's going to happen? Oh my gosh. Because, well, the thing is, unlike literally every other film that I've seen in my life, I didn't get spoiled on a single thing. And by what I mean by spoiled on, like any big things were revealed beforehand by shit leaks that almost ruined Avengers Endgame for me. Fuck you. And, well, I honestly don't know what to say about this film. Because it's literally been less than 24 hours after I've seen the film, and I still just can't think. I'm just in this weird headspace, just like, what did I just see? Not like in a bad way, but like, how did they pull this off so perfectly, so beautifully, that I actually think it's almost as good as Spider-Man PS4. Like, the characters just feel almost perfect. They would feel absolutely perfect if it weren't for Spider-Man PS4. If it weren't for Yuri Lowenthal, Tom Holland would be the best Spider-Man. If it weren't for whoever the fuck played MJ, I don't have the IMDb up. What, as Zendaya, was it? Would be the perfect MJ. Like, everything in this film just, except for, a couple things in the beginning that I didn't quite like. Like, Spider-Man pulling his pants down and then having that photo taken of him. And then the scene where he almost kills his classmate. I didn't exactly like that, honestly. It just felt really awkward. It wasn't because it was bad, but because of how awkward it felt. Also, why did Peter take off his pants first? Wouldn't the better... who takes off their pants first? Like, who takes off their pants first when putting on new clothes? Like, I don't get that at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he almost kills his classmate, which just the awkwardness. But aside for those two things, the movie's near perfect. The one gripe that I have with Spider-Man Homecoming, and why it's not, like, the best Marvel film, is because it doesn't really have any action in it. Like, it has action, but not, like, Spider-Man action, like, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man action. Like, in that film... not in that film. In those films, the action was done so perfectly. The single best part of those films, aside from Peter being an absolute genius, which I fucking love. Like, why did the first 3 Spider-Man movies portray Peter as a doofus? Like, they say that he's smart, but he's really fucking dumb. These 3 movies fucking suck. But I love them in those films. But as in this film, like, not in this film, in the Andrew Garfield films, he's a fucking genius because that's what he is. In the comics, he's a fucking genius. He didn't design the web shooters because he wanted to be Spider-Man in the comics. He designed them for fucking shits and giggles, I think. Well, not, like, specifically for that reason, but, like, he designed the web shooters before he became Spider-Man. Before he got bitten by the spider. And so he's just like, oh, better use these things. At least I'm pretty sure. I think I remember reading that somewhere. Well, not reading that. Hearing that. And, like, the only two things until now that have really represented that are Spider-Man PS4 and the Andrew Garfield movies. Like, those things portray him as an absolute fucking genius, because that's what he is. I'm sorry I have to keep on ramming it in, but Tobey Maguire, the Sam Raimi movies, messed it up so badly. How did you fuck up Peter that badly? He is not an idiot. He is a fucking genius, and he seems like a doofus. And he's not a doofus. He's a kid who built mechanical web shooters for fun. Not for superhero work, for fun. And he's an absolute dumbass. But in this film, he's a fucking genius again. Like, in Homecoming, yeah, he was good at science and stuff, and, like, he built his web shooters, and... But he never really got, like, genius-y. But, like, I say but, like, so much, I need to stop. The same thing happened when I tried making a Persona 5 video, where I just said, I don't remember what the word was, but I said it too much. But, yeah, in this film, like, he builds his own suit. Like, sure, he builds it with Tony Stark's technology, but he builds it himself, practically. Like, he optimizes it to exactly how it should be, how everything needs to work, and I fucking love that. Like, him designing his own suit is probably one of the best scenes in this movie, just because of how fucking, like, fun it is seeing him, like, listening to Led Zeppelin while, like, changing around the logo and the web shooters, optimizing the taser webs. Yeah. We get really good insight on, like, Peter's mindset during the entire film, and how it's exactly the opposite of the past film, Homecoming, where, in that film, he was like, I need to live up to everything Tony has set upon me. I need to be the next, I need to be the next big guy. I need to, like, save the world on a daily basis. And then he learns to be more humble and be more, like, try to balance the lives more. And in this film, he doesn't want anything to do with Spider-Man. He just wants to have a nice vacation and gets roped into... Yeah. Yeah. The mindset is completely different. It's the complete opposite. He's basically saying, I want to have nothing to do with, like, I just don't want to have people forcing their expectations onto me and having to live up to what they want me to be. But then, by the end of the film, he's like, I need to accept the fact that this is me. I am Spider-Man. I'm not wording it well. I'm wording it very poorly. But yeah. Also, Mysterio is my new second favorite villain of all time. Like, this movie portrayed him so goddamn perfectly. Like, once you find out that he's actually a villain, like, everyone was kind of expecting him to be a villain. But this movie pulls a Spider-Man PS4 where, in the words of the YouTuber High Top Films, I'm pretty sure that was his name, you don't want him to be the villain. the movie makes it so that you don't want him to be the villain, because then you have to hate him. Like how in Spider-Man PS4, Doc Ock, you didn't want him to be the villain. He was such a great guy that you just didn't want to hate him. And then they pulled the very obvious twist, and you're just like, I guess that had to happen. I didn't want it to, but looks like in the end, that's what has to happen. And then at the very end, just he pulls a YouTube 2019 and ends this whole man's career. Because apparently that's what everyone's been doing for the past month. People ruining other people's careers. Yep. And Mysterio reveals to the public that Peter is Spider-Man and frames Spider-Man for the fucking drone attacks. How did they do so good on this post-credit scene? And then to have J.K. Simmons reprise his role as the perfect J. Jonah Jameson. Although, he's acting more like Alex Jones. Which I fucking love. And yeah, it's the new best Spider-Man movie. Which, honestly, I wasn't expecting. Because of how good Into the Spider-Verse was. How perfectly everything that done in that was. But then, just somehow did better. And I don't know why I like it more. But I do. And I honestly don't mind. Because good content is good content. And have something top another thing isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's quite honestly a good thing. It's what we all strive to do. Topping our previous stuff. So, what do I think of the film? It's fucking amazing. Better than Endgame somehow. And I love it. Oh shit, I was gonna go into a whole thing about, like, how fucking Endgame... Okay, let me just say this. Like, for me, Endgame, like, it kind of got ruined for me before the film released, because people revealed Tony died in the thumbnail and title of a video, and then revealed fucking Professor Hulk. And, and this happened days to hours before I saw the film. And also, I honestly don't think I would have liked Endgame as much as I did if it weren't for the last hour during that whole big fight scene. If it weren't for that, it would probably be like number 5 on my top 10 list. Like, the main reason why I like the film is that fight scene. But the main reason why I like Spider-Man Far From Home is the whole movie. The whole movie works so good that I just have to say it's better than Endgame. So, sorry for rambling a lot, but I just had to get this out. I had to say all this, because I have no one else to talk to about this. So, thank you all for watching. I have been El Tigre Gato. Yeah, El Tigre Gato. That's Japanese for the man of coolness. And I will see you on the next video, which I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know. Who knows if Stranger Things Season 3 is really fucking good, I might make a video on that. Because I want to make more videos just like this, where I just rant about stuff that I love and stuff that I hate, because ranting is more commonly used for stuff. I'm taking up your time. Just have a nice day.
Why do, babe? Shadow said sexily. Shrek slowly unbuttoned Shadow's jacket. She wasn't